Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers Association warns of shortage of LPG if the expected strike of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union today is not averted. Also, government's treasury bills marginally oversubscribed as interest rates hit 29.2%. Later, Tema Oil Refinery Board justifies lease deal with private investor Decimal, insisting it presents a viable option to turn around its dwindling fortunes. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for joining us this morning. Also in the bulletin, MTN increases transaction fees of mobile money withdrawal from the 1st of July as cash out transactions above 2,000 cedis will attract a flat rate of 20 cedis. We'll bring you that story later. First, though, the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers Association is warning of a shortage of LPG if the expected strike of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union is not averted. It therefore wants the government to, as a matter of urgency, attend to the demands of the tanker drivers. Members of the union and LPG drivers have resolved to embark on an industrial action today to press on their demand for the rehabilitation of roads in the petroleum enclave of Tema, Takoradi, Kumasi and Buipe. Speaking to Joy Business, Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, said the demands by the tanker drivers are legitimate and should be addressed immediately.
We strongly believe that they are making a very legitimate claim. The roads in these enclaves are very, very bad and they are in a deplorable situation. And so we urge government to, as a matter of urgency, attend to these needs so that our drivers can get back to work. Already the roads are so bad. Can you imagine if, for instance, an LPG tanker is involved in an accident in this enclave and there is an explosion? There will be a lot of lives lost and there will be a lot of properties which are going to be in danger. So we will urge government to urgently attend to these needs of our drivers so that they can return to work and supply the much needed fuel that we need to power our nation. I mean, already our economy is struggling.
You had a Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi. The board and management of the Tema Oil Refinery have justified a lease deal with private investor Decimal and Torrenco, insisting it presents a viable option to turn around the dwindling fortunes of the oil refinery. Now, this was captured in a statement issued by the board following controversies surrounding the transaction and questions raised by civil society groups. But the board of the refinery said that over the years, TOR has struggled to get a strategic partner to support its operations. Therefore, it was prudent to accept the Decimal deal after the necessary due diligence and scrutiny was done. It added that the necessary safeguard measures have been put in place to ensure that the Tema Oil Refinery is not shortchanged in this whole transaction. Away from energy matters, government's treasury bills were marginally oversubscribed as interest rates for the 364-day bill hit 29.2%. According to the auction results from the Bank of Ghana, the government received bids worth 2.29 billion cedis. Here's more in this report.
After the government forced interest rate to about 18% in March this year, the rates have been surging, raising some concerns about the government domestic debt restructuring program. All the short-term financial instruments have gone up by more than 4% since they went down some 3 months ago. The 91-day T-bill recorded the biggest jump in interest rates as the yield shot up by 1.27% to 22.97%. For the 364-day T-bill, the yield went up by 0.34% to 29.25%. That of the 182-day bill also went up by 25.44% from 24.97% recorded the previous week. Meanwhile, the 91-day bill recorded the biggest uptake of 81.7% of the total T-bill sale. About 1.879 billion cedis was offered by the investors, in which government accepted 1.861 billion cedis. For the 182-day T-bills, the government secured 304.16 million cedis. A little above 115.7 million was tendered by investors, in which the government accepted 112.60 million cedis.
That was a Business Desk report. Former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Ernest Aite, has questioned the spread between the current deposits and lending rates within the banking sector. According to him, this is as a result of a lack of proper structures within the banking space. He's, however, asking the Bank of Ghana to address a persistent challenge that is affecting all sectors of the economy. He was speaking at a book launch dubbed Central Banking in Ghana and the Governance, Institutional Growth and Economic Development, authored by Ivor Ajimendua.
We are today in a world where digital currency on the growth path is growing in many places. In Africa, we hear about it. There are a number of persistent challenges that we haven't addressed, despite all these improvements over the last 30 years. So today, after more than 30 years of experimenting, we have a situation where the gap between, or the spread between deposit and lending rates remains extremely high. It's something that for over 30 years we've been trying to resolve, haven't been able to, and it's a reflection of the structure, not simply of the central bank, but of the entire banking system.
Professor Ernest Aite is a former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has expressed optimism that industry will bounce back in the next quarter of this year if urgent steps are taken to address structural challenges. His comments follow the 3.2% contraction of the sector in the first quarter. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive Mark Bedua-Waji appealed to government to review some policies placed in the industrial sector to propel growth.
Some level of confidence, which will drive in foreign direct investment. The monies that we need to drive the manufacturing sector, which were not coming because our economy was struggling. With the IMF, I believe that people are now seeing positive signs, and there will be increase in foreign direct investment. Regarding the tax narrative, I don't know what we can do about it. Of course, the cost of doing business is still high to this quarter. The growth is just 0.3, which means that it's very minimal. And I think manufacturing sector, and then the taxes, the excise duty, and the group level also affect the manufacturing sector. So I'm worried, but I'm still hopeful that something better will come out of it. That is what we want. We all want. We don't want this contraction. It was not good for us. Hopefully, there may be some positives in next month.
Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedua-Waji. Now, customers of MTN Ghana will, from Saturday, the 1st of July, be charged a percentage of a fee on mobile money cash out transactions for 200 Ghana cedis or more. Now, however, transactions above 2,000 Ghana cedis will attract a flat rate of 20 cedis. A message has been circulated to subscribers to that effect. MTN currently charges 1% for cash transactions of up to 1,000 cedis and a fee of 10 cedis for transactions exceeding 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, energy analyst Dr. Steve Bantia has warned that the lack of policy guidelines for the Gold for Oil program provides loopholes for initiatives to be abused. He argues that the proper policy examined and scrutinized by Parliament could help enhance accountability and transparency. Speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Mantial said the initiative may be a good one, but the non-existence of a policy creates room for mismanagement of the country's resources.
First, we want to see a comprehensive gold for oil policy. For now, there is none. All that we've seen is headline pronouncements. Okay, people raise concerns, the government then put something in the public domain. Where is the blueprint? Where is the policy document? And I think Parliament should take an interest in that. They must see the policy document, interrogate it, and see how best it serves the national interest.
Energy analyst Dr. Steve Mantiao. Let's turn to the commodity market. Crude oil open trading at $74 a barrel. Gold went up by $3, selling this morning at $1,924 an ounce. Cocoa lost $7. Is trading this morning at $3,203 a ton. Now, Axis Bank Ghana has pledged its commitment to help improve the financial lifestyle of customers through innovative and exciting packages. The bank believes in transforming and shaping the lives of clients. Hence, IT would continue to be introduced through and mouth-watering products as well to support their economic livelihood. Speaking to Joy Business at the final draw presentation ceremony,